Blanche Monnier, a name that once echoed through the salons of Paris as a tragic reminder of the lengths to which the French aristocracy would go to preserve their social standings. Her harrowing ordeal began in 1876 when she vanished from public life, only to be discovered 25 years later in conditions that horrified the nation. Blanche was an attractive and vivacious young woman from a well-to-do family in Poitiers, France. Known for her beauty and lively spirit, she was the apple of her mother's eye until she fell in love with a lawyer who was not of her social class. Her mother, Madame Monnier, a widowed aristocrat rigid with Victorian values, vehemently opposed the match. When Blanche refused to end the relationship, her mother decided on a drastic and dark solution. Without warning, Blanche was confined to a tiny, windowless room in her family's attic. The room where she would spend the next quarter century was devoid of light and filled with the stench of decay and excrement. She was kept out of sight, with only minimal food provisions, and no contact with the outside world, effectively erased from existence. The shocking discovery of Blanche came only after an anonymous letter led the police to the Monnier residence in 1901. They were unprepared for the ghastly scene that awaited them. Blanche was found emaciated, her body caked in filth and surrounded by food scraps and rats. The sight of her, a gaunt figure who weighed barely 55 pounds, was a sharp contrast to the well-maintained facade of the Monnier household. Her rescue immediately sparked outrage across France. The public was scandalized not only by the cruelty inflicted upon Blanche, but also by what her story revealed about the aristocratic elite's brutal preservation of purity and social status. Madame Monnier was arrested and charged, though she passed away 15 days after Blanche's discovery, escaping the possibility of conviction. Blanche's brother, who lived in the same house, claimed ignorance of his sister's confinement, stating he had not seen her for years, and assumed she had died. This claim was met with skepticism, but he was not legally pursued, leaving public opinion divided. After her rescue, Blanche was treated for physical and psychological damage. However, she never fully recovered from her ordeal. She lived the remainder of her life in a sanitarium, her mind haunted by the dark room of her past. Blanche Monnier's story is a chilling reminder of the dangerous extremes some will go to in order to control others under the guise of social propriety. It exposed the dark side of French aristocratic values, where human dignity and freedom could be sacrificed for the sake of preserving familial status.